What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Bobby, bringing you another banger. In this video, we are discussing why, in my opinion, The Walking Dead is the best Why do I keep stuttering, man, you idiot? We are discussing why I think The Walking Dead is the best television show of all time. Alright, right off the bat, we have... You like that pun? Right off the bat? Get it? That's a Negan reference. So what makes The Walking Dead the best television show of all time, in my opinion, is the actual story of The Walking Dead. And the story is Rick Grimes, who wakes up from a coma in a zombie apocalypse. He doesn't know where his family is, his wife and his son, and it turns into the story of a man, husband, and father who's looking for his family. Potential spoilers here. It's going to be crazy to see Rick's reaction to Carl's death in the second half of season 8. Like, Rick's whole purpose of leading the group and surviving is to keep his family safe, you know? At first it was Lori and Carl. Lori's been gone, right? So it's been all Carl for the past, for years and years. And yeah, so since his death is coming next episode, how is he going to respond? What does he have to live for? Of course he has Judith, but I don't know, it's just not the same. Judith isn't his. Okay, yeah, he's raised her and everything, but still, it was always Lori and Carl. And of course he's going to, keep Judith alive. That's not what I'm saying, but you guys get what I'm saying, right? So yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see. It's gonna be crazy to see how he reacts to Carl's death. That's the actual story of The Walking Dead. It's the story of Rick Grimes. What I want to discuss next, and why I think The Walking Dead is the best, is character development. And I want to use an example of The Walking Dead. Let's use fan favorite Glenn. So let's use Glenn as an example here. When we first start out in The Walking Dead, we have Glenn, who's actually a pizza delivery boy, okay? This is awesome because we have an ordinary kid who's a pizza boy, a pizza delivery driver. And I think people can relate to him, because he's an ordinary kid. He's a pizza driver. He's delivering pizzas. And as the story progresses, you see his character development. He turns into one of the greatest survivors and fighters that we have on the show. And then he also, for an ordinary kid, you see that you can actually get a pretty, no, I'm not going to say hot wife, dude, don't say that, please. I want to use one more character for an example of character development, and that's going to be Carol. Alright, so Carol, at the beginning of The Walking Dead, no one ever thought she was going to survive this long, okay? She was a mother who was getting abused by her husband. She had Sophia, right? Fast forward in time, she's probably the most badass character maybe in The Walking Dead, right? Look how she saved everyone from Terminus. Remember that shit? Remember Rick, Glenn, Daryl, Bob Stuckey? They were all about to get their necks slit. Remember that? Guess who saved them? Carol. That was Carol. It just proves that anyone can become a hero or be strong. Doesn't matter what you did before the apocalypse. So my next point is going to tie into character development, and that's going to be heartbreak. It breaks your heart when one of your favorite character dies. You literally die inside. Like, seriously. But most importantly, it's watching the actual survivors, as in Rick's group, react to deaths and heartbreak that they encounter, right? I just want to do a quick example here, and that's going to be Beth Green, Maggie's sister. So remember, she was at Grady Memorial and everything, and the group finally got together, and, right when they're about to leave, the whole Beth death scene comes into play. Maggie's pulling up in the fire truck with Abraham and Glenn. Right when you think everything is gonna go well, what happens? Beth dies. She gets shot in the head, remember? So right when Beth dies, you just see the expression on Rick's face and Daryl's face. And then most importantly, the reaction of Maggie Green, her sister, is absolutely heartbreaking. Alright, next I have The Walking Dead has real life comparisons. We can use Rick and Shane for example, right? They were best friends forever. As long as we knew they were best friends. Then Rick comes back into the picture, with him being in the coma, and then Shane taking over the father figure of the family with Lori and Carl. Lori, I don't want to say cheats with Shane, but she does, because she didn't think Rick was alive. Anyways, so you see the conflict between Rick and Shane, them being best friends, and having something in their life that turns them against each other. All right. Another reason why I think The Walking Dead is the best show of all time is how the characters evolve. So I'm just going to use Rick. Very first episode, you see how hesitant he is to kill even walkers, right? And the first thing he's like, little girl, and then he sees the zombie, or he sees the walker, and you see how frightened he is, and he's trying not to look, and it's like so scary for him. So yeah, it's the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, but nowadays you realize season 5 Rick, he's absolutely insane. All right, and then we could go back to Rick biting Joe's neck. Who would ever have thought that Rick would have done that, or honestly, the darkest time for Rick, just showing how his character evolved. Take the very first episode and then go to the Terminus episode where I forget the name of the episode, but Rick ends up confronting Gareth, or in the church. Rick finally finds Gareth and ends up executing him right then and there. So yeah, the evolution of the characters is absolutely mind-blowing. The last thing I want to touch on is how important these characters are. They aren't just characters, okay? You can relate to them, you have a special place in your heart for them, so they're more than just characters, They literally have a spot in your heart. I know it sounds corny, but it's true, okay? I freaking love Rick Grimes, alright? I loved Glenn. I'm not crazy, okay? But they're more than just characters. You get so attached to them that they basically become your family. Hence the term, The Walking Dead family. Is that a term? Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope I gave you some good reasons to explain why I think The Walking Dead is the best show of all time. It's your boy Bobby, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you later, guys.